I built my wife an estate, but she slept with every employee. The day we went paragliding, her young lover, An Lan, loosened my safety buckle. Both my legs were shattered. I fought desperately at the bottom of the cliff for 3 days and nights. Just when I thought I was surely going to die, Bai Ningbing saved me. Though frail, she carried me on her back for over 10 hours. Weeping as she said An Lan had vanished, I thought she was an angel heaven had sent to save me. With tears in her eyes, Bai Ningbing confessed her love to me. She swore she would give me a home. So I married her. But a year later, I discovered by accident, Bai Ningbing and An Lan were desperately making love in my bed. You deliberately switched his medicinal herbs, leaving him crippled. Then you swallowed your pride and married him. Also, he would divorce you and let us be together. Compared to your happiness, what do his legs matter? I used myself as bait and married him, then gave you his homestead plot. Aren't you afraid he'll find out? He'll never know for the rest of his life. I tore up our wedding photo. Only a door separated us, and their flirtatious voices continued inside. Leaning on my crutches, I rushed to the old family home. My mother had been angered into the hospital. If I sold our ancestral home, she disowned me as her son. The excavator rolled up to the courtyard wall. I stood in its way. The workers called me a jealous freak. This is my home. This house belongs to Dr. Bai's husband. Who the hell do you think you are? This is my Fang family's house. A sharp pain clenched my chest. The workers shoved me around. I fended them off with my crutches. A meddlesome bystander started a live stream. The foreman called Bai Ningbing. I'm with my husband right now. Just throw out that man spouting nonsense. It has to be demolished today, or there won't be time to combine the plots for redevelopment. Honey. I panicked. I snatched the phone away. Bai Ningbing. It's Fang Yuan. She went silent for 2 seconds, then hung up. The excavator knocked down the courtyard wall. 2 workers lifted me up and threw me into the mud. My legs had not healed. Most people in the livestream cursed at me. Hardly anyone spoke for me. Bai Ningbing arrived with An Lan. Bai Ningbing, who once cared for me so devotedly, acted as if she could not see my humiliation. She had not even covered the love bites on her neck. Her eyes were fixed entirely on An Lan. An Lan covered his eyes and wailed dramatically. Brother Fang sold this land to me. Now he's trying to take it back. Just because Brother Fang is disabled doesn't mean you should believe only his side of the story. I'm demolishing this land and my family's neighboring homestead plot, then rebuilding them together as a villa. As he spoke, he squeezed Bai Ningbing's hand. Fang Yuan injured his brain 3 years ago. He sold the house to An Lan long ago. He just forgot. Sold it. Do you have proof? Bai Ningbing pulled out an agreement. She unfolded it before the camera. See, your illness has confused you. How could you forget your own signature? Besides this homestead plot, you also sold the 2 plots behind the mountain. Don't cause An Lan trouble again. The signature on it looked 80% like my handwriting, but I had never signed that thing. I stared at the agreement, trembling uncontrollably with rage. I never signed it. The livestream comments immediately exploded. Ugly people always cause trouble. So, being disabled makes you right? Disabled people think they deserve special treatment. The villagers nearby pointed and whispered about me too. I was so furious. I vomited blood. As a child, Bai Ningbing was reserved and barely spoke. I was the one who taught her to express herself, to be brave enough to say no. My mother, who ran a hair salon, even cut her hair. She bought her pretty dresses every year. Yet she had secretly been in love with An Lan all along. She forged my signature to transfer the homestead plot, her own home. How could she have the nerve to call it that? Though my injured legs kept me in rehabilitation, and I could not always be there for her, I can honestly say that in this marriage, I never wronged Bai Ningbing in the slightest. After we married, I helped her open her clinic in the city. I even helped her social media account gain 1 million followers. After he caused me to fall off that cliff, An Lan did flee elsewhere and hide for a while, but he returned 6 months ago. He had been hiding in the city, too afraid to return to the village. Then the hospital called. Fang Yuan, your mother saw the live stream. She couldn't catch her breath. She's dying. Hurry and come say goodbye. The live stream erupted again. He sold the ancestral home for money and killed his mother with grief. What an unfilial son. He came back when he heard demolition was imminent. Trying to seize the house is just shameless. I panicked. I begged Bai Ningbing to drive me to the hospital, but An Lan clutched his chest, staggered, and collapsed. Ningbing, what do I do? My chest hurts. I left my special medicine at home. His voice was weak, his brow tightly furrowed, yet I clearly saw the faint upward curl of his lips. He was mocking me. The hospital was in the complete opposite direction from his house. Clinging to my last shred of hope, I looked at Bai Ningbing. But she didn't hesitate. She carefully helped An Lan toward the car. Bai Ningbing, for the sake of our marriage, I'm begging you. Can you really deny me one last look at my mother? Your mother has always had good fortune. She'll be fine. But if An Lan doesn't take his medicine, something could really happen to him. She settled An Lan into the passenger seat. My mother was good to you. You're a doctor too. And I was good to you as well. I carried you out from the bottom of that mountain and saved your life. Then who caused me to fall off that cliff? She knew I had nearly died. My legs still hadn't healed. And people still called me disabled. Yet now, she sided with the man who tried to kill me at every turn. Bai Ningbing was left speechless. I know Brother Fang hates me, but I was forced into it too. If Brother Fang wants me dead, then I'll pay him back with my life. And Lan pretended he was about to slam his head into the car doorframe. Bai Ningbing rushed over and used her hand to cushion the blow. Those hands that use needles to heal and save lives were struck bright red, but she paid it no mind. Instead, she held An Lan close, her face full of worry. Fang Yuan, don't push him too far. You were only hurt a little. Why should he repay you with his life? The house and land belonged to An Lan. I was going to leave you one plot of land. Now, you can forget it. She didn't look at me again. She floored the gas and sped away with An Lan. Most people in the village were elderly. No one had a car. Leaning on my crutches, I made my way toward the city, one step at a time, until my leg wounds chafed open and bled. At last, I caught a ride on a motorcycle, but I was still too late. By the time I reached the hospital, my mother was already in the morgue, a cold corpse. Grief and fury surged through me. Everything went black, and I collapsed. When I woke up, I was already home, and Lan was beside my sick bed, casually biting into an apple. Get out. I don't want to see you. But I really want to see you. You're my biggest cash cow. Without you, how could I rebuild my luxury villa and wait for the demolition payout? I grabbed the pillow beside me and swung it at him. But he yanked me off the bed and onto the floor. I writhed on the floor in pain. He planted his foot on my head and laughed arrogantly. Look at you, barely clinging to life. No wonder Bai Ningbing was always left unsatisfied. Do you know what Dr. Bai, always so serious, looks like when she's beneath me, begging me to make love to her? Do you? She clings to me even in broad daylight. From your kitchen to the living room to the floor-to-ceiling windows, we've left our marks of passion everywhere. And speaking of that, do you know why your mother was hospitalized? It wasn't just because of the homestead. She caught us having fun in your house. Right there, on the blanket your face is pressed against right now. My blood surged to my head, giving me an astonishing burst of strength. I rolled to my feet. I seized my crutch and swung it at An Lan. Yet unexpectedly, he neither dodged nor fought back, until a sharp shout came from the doorway. Stop! Then everything went black. Blood from my forehead obscured most of my vision. Through the haze, I saw Bai Ningbing holding An Lan tenderly, carefully checking him for injuries. An Lan, you're not hurt, are you? Don't scare me. Does it hurt? An Lan spoke weakly. I'm fine. Don't blame Fang Yuan. He has every right to take his anger out on me. Only then did Bai Ningbing look directly at me. Her eyes were wide with rage. I've told you so many times. Why won't you listen? Why do you always have to hurt An Lan? She was a doctor. Of course she knew where I hurt most. She kicked the very spot where my leg had broken 3 years ago. Enduring the searing pain, I swung my crutch at An Lan again, because he deliberately hurt me, and he got my mother killed. Is that reason enough for you? But the next second, something cold touched me. Bai Ningbing took out one of the needles she carried and pressed it against my major artery. That icy touch chilled my heart completely. She had protected so many people with those needles, but now she wanted to use one to take my life. In a daze, I seemed to see her as a child, crying as she searched over my arm, covered in needle marks, for the right acupuncture points. You've been so good to me. I won't let you lose your bet on me. I'm the heir to a traditional Chinese medicine lineage. When I grow up, I'll become the greatest doctor. If An Lan ever hurts you again, I'll heal you first, then pierce him through with my needles. The memory hit without warning, and my heart clenched with it. I bent over, clutching my chest as I gasped for air. Bai Ningbing froze for a moment. Her voice still held its usual concern. Don't be so heartbroken. Stop dwelling on the past. You still have me. I'll heal your legs. From now on, we'll build a good life together. You consider me family. Ha. What a ridiculous joke. Do you even believe that? Don't be angry. I was just a little desperate earlier. I only didn't want you to make a mistake. What happened 3 years ago was all done by An Lan under Song Mai's orders. You've hated the wrong person and taken revenge on the wrong person. I've already handled your mother's funeral arrangements. Just rest easy. Later on, we only need you to testify on the live stream. Once the real contract is drafted, we'll come back for your signature. With that, she took An Lan away without looking back. I contacted a divorce lawyer. I began packing to leave this home of schemes and betrayal for good. But then I got a call from the village. Fang Yuan, come back quickly. Someone dug up your father's grave. I rushed back to the village in a panic. All I found was an empty grave. Meanwhile, on the other side of the village, Bai Ningbing and An Lan were throwing a lavish banquet outside the old house. When I came looking for them, Bai Ningbing pulled me aside. She leaned close and whispered, I've hidden both your parents' ashes. Just sign the transfer agreement, then start a live stream, and admit before everyone that this land belongs to An Lan. I'll return the ashes. For a moment, I wondered if I'd heard her right. She was threatening me with my parents' ashes. You know, even the demolition office has patients who need favors from me. Keep making trouble, and you'll get nothing. Bai Ningbing's expression was conflicted, but her voice was firm. Do as I say, Fang Yuan. These possessions don't matter. You still have me. What's mine is yours. I even forgot to be angry. I only stared for a long time at that familiar yet unfamiliar face. Fine, I agree. After a long while, I nodded. The livestream flooded with blessings and congratulations. An Lan held the transfer agreement, his grin impossible to suppress. Without a care, he pulled Bai Ningbing tightly into his arms. This is wonderful, Bai Ningbing. I've finally fulfilled my parents' wish. Bai Ningbing returned An Lan's passionate gaze, her eyes brimming with infatuation. I asked in a low voice, where are my parents' ashes? Bai Ningbing paused, then pointed toward the old house's backyard. Ignoring the mockery in everyone's eyes, I limped toward the backyard. The moment I finally saw my parents' ashes, my tears wouldn't stop falling. I didn't know how much time had passed when familiar sounds came from next door, making my blood pound. Bai Ningbing, tell me, am I better? Or is that cripple? Bai Ningbing's desire-hazed voice drifted over. Of course it's you. But An Lan, Fang Yuan isn't doing well today. I'm a little worried about him. Maybe we shouldn't do this today. I want to. No. It's our first time in the old house's bathroom. Don't you find that exciting? And my body wants you so badly. Can't you feel it? Bai Ningbing let out a soft moan. Her breathing instantly grew ragged. She gave herself over completely and became wild with An Lan. The sounds became increasingly unbearable. I couldn't listen any longer. Staggering, I fled the old house with my parents' ashes. When Bai Ningbing stumbled drunkenly out of the old house, only an elderly villager remained outside. The elder tossed her the divorce agreement Fang Yuan had left behind. Fang Yuan has left with his parents' ashes. He said he never wants to see you again. Fang Yuan, are you home? Bai Ningbing didn't return home until the third day. The house was terrifyingly quiet. No one answered. Bai Ningbing breathed a sigh of relief. An Lan had left her completely exhausted. The marks all over her body were far too obvious. She had torn up the divorce agreement that very night. She assumed it was just something Fang Yuan said in anger. She'd come back intending to soothe him. When she entered the bedroom for a change of clothes, she noticed the walls were stark white. Their wedding portrait was gone. Like a madwoman, she tore through the entire house. There wasn't a single thing belonging to Fang Yuan left in the house. Bai Ningbing's mind went blank with a jolt. In disbelief, she dialed his number. But all she heard was the cold message that he wasn't answering. He had blocked her. She collapsed onto the floor, panic spiraling out of control. She didn't even have time to change. She grabbed her phone and called in favors, trying to track Fang Yuan down. But after hours, she found nothing. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. Just as her thoughts became a tangled mess, someone knocked. She thought Fang Yuan had returned. She hurriedly fixed her clothes and opened the door. But a middle-aged man in a sharp suit stood outside. Ms. Bai, I am the divorce lawyer retained by Mr. Fang. This is the divorce agreement Mr. Fang has already signed. He also asked me to give you 3 items. When Bai Ningbing saw the 3 items, her heart seemed to skip a couple of beats. It felt as if she was about to lose Fang Yuan forever. The first item was a flash drive. It contained her messages and intimate videos with An Lan. The second was an empty medicine bottle. It had contained the drug that made Fang Yuan's legs fester. The third was the fake transfer agreement. She had written it by imitating Fang Yuan's handwriting. He knew everything. Bai Ningbing suddenly couldn't breathe. Her mind went completely blank. At the very beginning, she had only wanted to help An Lan conceal evidence of his crime. That was why she married Fang Yuan. Even before today, she had decided out of guilt to remain tied to Fang Yuan for the rest of her life. But scenes from the past flashed before her eyes like a reel of film. Whenever she thought of that warm-hearted man, her chest seized with pain. Just as regret consumed her, An Lan called. "Bai Ningbing, my dear doctor, come to the riverside bar now. I want you to meet my buddies." Hearing the noise on the other end, Bai Ningbing grew even more irritated. "Don't call me. I have something urgent to deal with." An Lan froze. It was the first time Bai Ningbing had ever refused him. "What could possibly matter more than me? Have you fallen for that cripple?" "No, Bai Ningbing. Without you, I might as well drown in the river." For some reason, hearing the word cripple from his mouth now sounded so painfully harsh. Before she could respond, someone else anxiously shouted into the phone. "Sister-in-law, hurry, brother-in is about to do something stupid by the river." Before she could answer, the call ended. Suppressing her impatience, she went to the river. From afar, she saw a group drinking and laughing. Brother-in is incredible. First, a rich older woman threw herself at him. Then the beautiful, icy miracle doctor bowed at his feet. He gets to skip 30 years of hard work. That is a skill none of us can learn. Though that doctor looks pretty dull. Poor brother-in, having to put up with her. An Lan threw his empty beer bottle into the river. He smugly shook his head and swayed. "You wouldn't understand. Just wait, I'll show you. After tonight, you can have that chick." Song Mai Mei latched onto a rich factory owner in the next city. "I'm going to join her there." "You're really giving us that doctor?" "Brother-in, don't regret it. She's exactly my type. I only picked her because she was innocent, obedient, and easy to fool. I sweet-talked her into helping me get that homestead, and used her to satisfy my needs. That's all. I've had so many women. Why would I like someone like her?" Malicious laughter rose one after another. It scorched Bai Ningbing like the fires of hell. Bai Ningbing trembled with rage. A silver needle flew from her hand. It pierced the mouth of the man who had just spoken. The man instantly crumpled to the ground. Startled, everyone turned to look behind them. An Lan flinched when he saw who it was. His eyes darted nervously. "When did you get here? What did you hear?" Bai Ningbing raised her hand and flicked out another needle. It struck An Lan squarely in the knee. Crying out in pain, An Lan dropped to his knees and begged for mercy. The others didn't dare intervene. Supporting the fallen man, they scattered and ran, under threat of Bai Ningbing's silver needles. An Lan obediently stripped and jumped into the river. He thrashed about in the filthy water, like a drowned rat, utterly pathetic. "Bai Ningbing, you heard wrong. That was just guys bragging to save face. Believe me, I love you. I really do." Bai Ningbing ignored him and looked through his phone. In the chat history, he had sent Fang Yuan countless taunting WeChat messages and explicit videos. Each one made her eyes sting with pain. Only then did Bai Ningbing realize the man she had once loved so deeply was actually so vile, and she had been used. What had she done to Fang Yuan over the past 3 years? Her heart churned violently with regret. An Lan was still making excuses. Bai Ningbing felt her stomach lurch. Waves of nausea washed over her. "Didn't you say you loved me for more than 10 years? Her voice was icy, as if she were judging a criminal. He nodded desperately. "Yes, yes, I love you. Bai Ningbing, I love you." "Then tell me, what do you love about me?" Bai Ningbing stared down at him. She wanted to hear even a trace of sincerity from him. He froze, his gaze evasive. He stammered for ages, but couldn't say a word. Bai Ningbing laughed until tears streamed down her face. "Don't go. Pull me out. Bai Ningbing, haven't you liked me since we were kids? How can you bear to treat me like this? You're a doctor. You can't have blood on your hands. Besides, you willingly gave Fang Yuan's property to me. Why are you pretending to be a good person now? Do you think you can get away with this?" Bai Ningbing looked at the needle in her hand, her anguish deepening. These hands that were meant to heal and save lives had not only deliberately poisoned Fang Yuan, but threatened him as well. In anguish, she covered her face as tears slipped through her fingers. "I can give up being a doctor. I can be utterly ruined. But I'll never let you bully Fang Yuan again, or lay another finger on him." An Lan never imagined that the woman he saw as a pushover would turn the tables on him. Bai Ningbing stopped looking at him and wandered home aimlessly. In the empty room, there wasn't a single trace of Fang Yuan. It was as if he had never existed. Meanwhile, in the neighboring city, I was receiving specialized treatment at the military hospital. Bai Ningbing's drugs had delayed my recovery. The doctor said that fortunately the dose had been low, so I would be off my crutches within 3 months. 3 days earlier, I carried my parents' ashes to the entrance of the military compound. Commander Wang, my father's former comrade in arms, received me. After hearing everything I had to say, his eyes turned resolute. I never imagined a martyr's child could be persecuted to this extent. Fang Yuan, rest assured, I will investigate this thoroughly. I won't spare these parasites abusing their power for personal gain. The calluses on his palms reminded me of my father. For some reason, I felt safe. Mrs. Wang treated me like her own son, making me different soups every day. Fang Yuan, come, drink this soup. Thank you, Annie. Steam rose, blurring my vision. For a moment, I thought I saw my mother. Drink slowly. Don't burn yourself. Ruyan gently reminded me from beside me. Before my father died, Ruyan and I often played together. She was 8 years younger than me, and that age gap made me always see her as a little sister. I never expected her to grow into such a graceful young woman. Today, she wore a pale blue dress, making her look even more delicate and ethereal. Ruyan, thank you for taking care of me lately. I thanked her sincerely. What are you thanking me for? Have you forgotten how you took me to collect bird eggs as kids? Or how you chased away that big goose from me? She winked playfully. Sunlight spilled across the lawn, warm and bright. I tried standing and took a few steps. I can walk. Ruyan held me up in delight. That's wonderful. The joy in her eyes shone brighter than the sun. It was all thanks to Ryan's devoted care. I looked at her, my heart full of gratitude. Her cheeks flushed slightly, and she lowered her head. Brother Fang Yuan, she said softly. I was stunned. It was the first time she had called me that. She hesitated, unable to continue. What's wrong? I asked nervously. It's nothing. She shook her head, turned, and ran off. Her retreating figure looked somewhat lonely. Watching her walk away, my emotions were tangled. Fang Yuan, Ruyan has liked you since she was little. Mrs. Wang came over and patted my shoulder. Her words were like a bomb, exploding inside my heart. I know you've always seen her as a younger sister. Mrs. Wang sighed, but a young woman's youth is brief. For years, she has refused to date anyone. She has sabotaged several blind dates. She's been waiting for you. Her eyes were filled with helplessness and hope. I opened my mouth but couldn't say anything. I didn't understand my own heart either. Fang Yuan, think it over carefully. What's done is done. You need to move forward. Mrs. Wang turned and left. That day, the sunlight was blinding, and I squinted. A familiar figure suddenly came into view. My heart sank, and I turned to leave. Fang Yuan, she called after me, her voice bright with delight, and even a touch of hurt. I stopped, but didn't turn around. How can you be so heartless? You left me all alone and ran away. She hurried in front of me, her eyes red-rimmed. I'm sorry. There is nothing between us anymore. I just want you to sign the divorce papers soon. No, I won't sign them. Her face went deathly pale, as if she'd been punched. You're my husband. You'll always be my husband. People around us began looking our way. I was wrong before. Can you forgive me just once? She suddenly grabbed my arm and pleaded. Tears fell like beads from a broken string. I forcefully shook off her hand. Bai Ningbing, why should I forgive you just because you say you were wrong? What am I? Some kind of doormat? I know you lured the other rescuers away, leaving me at the bottom of that cliff for 3 days, just to divert attention and give An Lan time to escape. You drugged me from the start, keeping me from recovering, all to break my will, so I wouldn't have the strength to investigate him. You staged my rescue, then went to great lengths to marry me, all to help An Lan steal my family homestead. You got inside information that the land was being redeveloped, so you targeted me again. Bai Ningbing, what you've done, I will never forget for as long as I live. Now everything I own belongs to you too. I have nothing left. You should go find your true love, An Lan. With every accusation, Bai Ningbing couldn't lift her head. No, you're the one I love now. Maybe I used to have feelings for him, but that was only an illusion. Only after you left did I realize that I haven't been able to live without you for a long time. Don't worry. The homestead and land are all yours. He won't get a single inch of land. I've taken care of him. He won't appear before you again. But my heart didn't stir at all. There was only endless exhaustion. The love I once felt had become nothing but disgust. She was only used to my kindness toward her. Ruyan came over carrying a cartoon thermos. Fang Yuan, you should drink some water. When she smiled, her eyes curved sweetly, like melting snow in spring. Thank you. Bai Ningbing glared at Ruyan and me. Her eyes were full of venomous hatred. So you're cheating on me. Her shrill voice shattered the peace on the lawn. Videos of you sleeping with him. An Lan sent me plenty of them. Who's cheating on whom? Ruyan is still a young woman. Don't slander her. Bai Ningbing's face instantly turned pale. Her lips trembled, but she couldn't say a word. I didn't want to argue with her anymore, so I took Liu Ruyan's hand and left. After that, Bai Ningbing came to the hospital every day to find me. She tore up the fake Homestead transfer agreement, repaired the old house's courtyard wall, and had a new wedding photo digitally created. She said everything was just as it had been, and she was waiting for me to come home. Every day, she peeled apples for me in my hospital room, making the peel thin and perfectly round. Whether I wanted it or not, she read me the news. They were all things I used to do for her when she was sick, but her kindness came too late. I changed hospitals overnight. I didn't want to see her again. Unable to find me, Bai Ningbing began weeping on live streams, begging me on her knees to come back. She sobbed bitterly, heartbroken. I was wrong, Fang Yuan. I was truly wrong. I love you. I can't live without you. She wept until her makeup streaked, looking utterly pitiful. She looked heartbreakingly fragile. Her fans flooded the livestream chat with comforting messages. They accused me of being cold and heartless. I looked at her tear-streaked face on my phone screen. My heart didn't stir in the slightest. I only found her somewhat pitiful. She had never understood what love was. Meanwhile, Liu Ruyan, whom I hadn't seen for days, came to find me. Fang Yuan, I like you. Her cheeks flushed red, and her eyes sparkled. I covered her mouth. My heartbeat fell out of rhythm. Ruyan, let me be the one to confess. The softness beneath my palm left me flustered. I spoke slowly, my voice strained. I used to think of you as a little sister. I never had those kinds of feelings. After the failed relationships, I've reflected on myself too. Maybe I was too indecisive and lacked confidence, so I couldn't make a relationship work. I gave a self-mocking smile. You're wonderful, and I have feelings for you. But I'm afraid. Afraid I can't give you a warm home. That's why I backed away before. But now, I need to ask you something. Will you give me a chance? I tightly held her hand. Give me the chance to walk through life with you. I will. Liu Ruyan threw her arms around me. She jumped for joy. I felt as though I were wrapped in overwhelming happiness. After that, we were inseparable every day. We shared everything that had happened during the years apart. Even late at night, neither of us wanted to part. But I knew I couldn't be so selfish. So, I went to see Commander Wang and his wife. I sincerely confessed my feelings, hoping they would trust me with their daughter. The Wangs were delighted. They even began making wedding arrangements at once. When they saw my uneasy expression, Mrs. Wang knew what I was hesitating over. Don't worry. I'll handle your ex-wife. Ruyan and I decided to take a road trip to the northwest to clear our heads. Commander Wang had my parents' ashes placed in a peaceful cemetery. After leaving the hospital, I declined company and went alone to visit my parents' graves. Until her death, my mother believed I wanted to sell the old house. I was too ashamed to face her. Only after getting the house back did I dare visit her. I placed white lilies before their headstones. Tears streamed down my face uncontrollably. Dad, Mom, I've come to see you. I'm sorry I made you worry. Looking at my parents' graves, I choked back tears. Suddenly, a rough hand grabbed my shoulder. I whirled around. It was An Lan. His eyes were filled with madness. An Lan, what are you trying to do now? I shouted harshly. Fang Yuan, you've ruined me. I have nothing now, and I'm on the run. This is all your fault. An Lan seized me by the collar. My fault. You seduced Song Mai, tried to kill me, and planned to seize my manor. When that failed, you joined Bai Ningbing in drugging me, trying to steal my family property. I ruined you. We're from the same village. Why were you born with everything? I'm smarter and better looking than you. But all women only wanted to marry you. I drove you to the brink of death again and again. Why did you always end up better off than before? Heaven is unfair, so I'll make my own justice. An Lan snarled through clenched teeth. Bai Ningbing castrated me. I'll never be able to have children again. Why do you get to latch onto the commander's family? I'll make you suffer as I have. Then we'll see if the commander still wants you. He staggered a few steps, his eyes growing even more vicious. I rose, trying to escape. Several men in black emerged from the woods, surrounding me completely. Do you think you can still escape? An Lan grinned wickedly and smugly raised his chin. You won't get away. Grinning cruelly, he closed in step by step. The knife in his hand glinted coldly. Bai Ningbing lunged forward. Warm liquid splashed across my face. My eyes flew wide open. Bai Ningbing. I tried to help her, but a kick knocked me to the ground. Agonizing pain sent darkness washing over me. Through the haze, I heard Bai Ningbing scream. Then the world went black. When I woke again, the sharp smell of disinfectant filled my nose. Ruyan sat by my bed, her eyes swollen like walnuts. "Ruyan," I rasped, my voice barely recognizable. "You're awake." She threw her arms around me and cried even harder. Ruyan choked back sobs, then told me what had happened in broken fragments. Bai Ningbing had secretly followed An Lan. She started a live stream and had viewers call the police, recording every moment of his crimes. The police arrived in time. An Lan and the entire network behind him were uprooted. Song Maimei was also placed under investigation. An Lan was shot dead while trying to flee, but Bai Ningbing didn't survive long enough to see me rescued. She died with a smile on the way to the hospital. In her arms was an unsigned divorce agreement and a signed property transfer agreement. Hearing it all, I could not help but sigh. A month later, Ruyan and I were married. On Bai Ningbing's social media account, a video she had recorded in advance was posted. In the video, she cried until her voice broke, apologizing to me over and over. "Fang Yuan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry." I turned off the video. My heart felt hollow. There was no hate and no love. Only endless, lingering sorrow remained. It was all over. Ruyan sat beside me, watching quietly. She said nothing. She only gently took my hand. Her hand was still so warm, so soft. It gave me strength and comfort. I knew my life had opened a new chapter.